check. Mic check.
We got 2 minutes.
Hello, hello.
Check, check. Check, check, check. Check.
Hello, hello. Okay. And that one, you got that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you can turn it up. We're good.
Okay. It's not nothing's playing, so.
Yeah. Let's make orange juice again. Orange juice. Orange juice, Ellis. Orange juice.
Don't touch that dial.
The Morning Takeover is coming up with all your entertainment news with Shanisa W.
And Ellis Dean, right here on Real.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
You guys ready?
Good morning. We are
The Morning Takeover.
I'm your girl, Shanisa W.
I'm A-Mac. I don't know how to act. Hey, this is Ellis Dean.
We are going to give you all the latest in entertainment news, politics, and sports. We are on every Monday through Friday at
Hey, you're gonna have to introduce
10:15 on
So-
Real
Yeah,
1100.
you're gonna have to
Let's talk.
It's mine.
Hey, and you are listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100. I am your boy, Philly Thoughts, and I am sitting across from the lovely Shanisa W. And it is Tuesday?
No, I think it's like
It's
Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday.
It's
I'm on the wrong
Wednesday.
day of the week. Okay.
It's okay.
My mind is not
it's
right
hump
this
day,
morning.
so it's supposed to be like that.
Hump
It's hump
day?
day. All right, guys.
Mind playing tricks on me. I need some ghetto boys in my life.
Guys, I am just so like right now. Do you know another Russell Simmons accuser has come forward? Another one, guys, another one, and her story
And this ain't
is
DJ
similar.
Khaled another one. This is a bad another one.
Yes, this is another one, and I'm just like, it's crazy. Okay, so yeah, this woman, her name is Alexis Norton. Her grandfather is a publisher of W.W. Norton, the book, the publisher. And Russell Simmons was actually a friend of her father's.
Wow.
A friend of her father's. Okay, so
So
it's
you
just getting-
chopping down your friend's daughters in a bad way.
yeah,
You're assaulting your friend's daughters. That's how we get down, Russell?
right. It's
That's how
just
we get down?
crazy. So in an interview with Alexa, she says that one night Russell took her out, invited her out, then invited her to his apartment.
Which was wrong.
Yeah, and then, but I'm going to tell you the interesting thing about this one. And he pushes her up against the wall, pulls her skirt up, allegedly, and starts having sex with her. And she says she must have said no 10 times. Okay?
Wow.
So she said it was a very fast attack, just dressed up and bam.
Well, this has been his MO, right? And it happened before. He just kind of...
Exactly. So in the late 80s, she said that, she was on the social scene and she started seeing him more and more often. Like, she would see him out a lot.
Right.
She said her life was real good at this point. Her first book was a success. And she had been talking with Mike Tyson about possibly doing a memoir on him.
Okay.
So, she's at the height of her career. Everything's looking good.
Right.
Mike Tyson, interesting that she was going to do a memoir on him. I don't know why that's interesting.
Oh, in the 80s? Yeah, Mike Tyson was a bomb. Like
Yeah,
in the
right.
80s and the early 90s, man, everybody wanted a piece of Mike because he was money. He was Money Mike. I mean, he was like, for real.
So she was about to land that memoir with him. She
Right.
had a successful book. She said from somewhere Russell got her number. Like they used to always see each other out.
Right.
She said he began calling a lot. I mean, a lot. She said it was kind of obsessive. She said it was like 7 to 8 times a day. And she said what was weird was he would speak so quickly that like she could hardly understand what he was saying.
Well, he does talk fast, and he's got that lisp, which I'm suffering with today because of my Invisalign. So.
Oh, that's right. You have your
my
Invisalign today.
in, yeah.
Congrats. No, it ain't really a congrats situation.
Yeah, I guess the end result is a congrats.
I thought you were
going
to sound funny. I thought you were going to sound
Well,
funny.
that's what everybody's been saying. Like when I went.
Oh, so you do sound funny. You
A
sound
little
funny to
bit.
me, and I see you 5 days a week.
Well, no, people have been saying I don't sound funny.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I knew you were.
When I went out to
doing
dinner
it,
last night, and I was like, and I had to pull them out because you have to pull them out to eat, and the bartender was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you had those in." And she was like, "You don't sound different at all." And I said, "I know.
I mean,
maybe I
wouldn't
talk so much and I've gotten
Right, we're talkers. Because you can only take them out 3 hours a day, right?
3 hours
You
a day.
said?
I have to take them out every time I eat. I can't even drink this mimosa until I take them out. So when we do our commercial, I'll take them out and
Oh,
drink.
that's horrible.
It's
like,
tough.
You got to do the entertainment report with me with no mimosa?
With no mimosa.
Oh,
I mean, I guess I could do
and
it, but it's
yeah,
you know.
and I have the story. Okay, so she said he would call 7 to 8 times a day. It was kind of stalkerish, and she said he would call a lot just to say hello. Like, it's cool if you want to call me once a day. Well, and just be
That's
like, hello.
stalkerish. If y'all are not dating and if y'all are not friends, and all of a sudden you get my number not from
somebody
me,
else.
not from me,
I think
you
you're
get my number from
calling
somebody else, and then you start blowing my phone up.
7
that's
to 8
stalker.
times a day.
That's stalker. I don't care how rich you are. That's
And
stalker.
then, right. So anyway, so she said at the time, Russell Simmons, when she would see him out, he had a girlfriend and she was stunning. She said this girl was just beautiful.
Right.
I don't
I'm
know
sure.
who it was, but yeah, Russell likes the pretty women. I mean, all men like pretty women.
I mean, I'm like, that's every man.
Right, that's true, that's true.
except for Usher.
Right. So anyway, so she said, it was a lot of back-to-back calling, and anyway, so the woman was stunning. So she said, like, next thing she knew, they broke up. He's showing up places without her, right? So Russell approached her, and they went out in November. Back then, November of back in the 80s.
Right.
So they went out after they broke up. She said the first date, there was no question about it. I liked him. She said he was a little overweight. Do you remember Russell Simmons being overweight?
Yeah, he was a little.
Really?
Yeah, Ron got real big too.
Russell Simmons was overweight. Where she said it was like I'm gonna wait till I get to that part of the story. Okay, so she said, she doesn't like skinny guys anyway, so the extra weight didn't, really matter to her. So after the date, this is how he got her to his apartment. I don't go nowhere to no apartments or no hotels after, but this is how he got her to his apartment. He said he had just bought the apartment from a well-known pop star, and it was like all decked out, right?
Right.
So that's why he, was like,
You want to come see it.
You want to come see it, right? So
Well, that's a setup.
Who it was in the 80s? Was it Prince? Who do you think it could have been?
Michael Jackson? Could have been MJ?
Could have been Michael Jackson.
Yeah, there's a lot of, black pop. Well,
Right, like in the 80s. I'm trying to, like in the 80s, I think it must have been
R&B,
Prince.
R&B and pop were more defined back then. Now it's kind of all blended together, but back then it was real defined. So if it was a pop star, and if it was an African American pop star, there's a very few in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out who.
Maybe that was a lie.
Maybe I'm forgetting the whole point.
We're talking about a serial sexual assault.
Allegedly. I need you to put allegedly.
Okay, allegedly.
One thing these
So
women
he could have just
have
been lying to get her to go upstairs.
One thing that these women have in common is they all talk about violent rape. Like, I mean, slamming up against the thing, and
I don't know if
and
there's
she
any
said it was
soft
like,
kind of rape though.
I mean, well, the sexual assault. I mean, like, how some people, like, maybe somebody smacked their butt or something, and that's a sexual assault.
Yeah.
I'm talking about violent rape.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I mean, they're both sexual assaults, but you see how one of just hit
Well,
the
one's a
butt
higher degree,
Yeah, when it's violent rape, like that's to a whole other level.
Yeah.
She said after the date, you know, of course, he wanted to show her the apartment. And then she says when they walk in, he starts kissing her. But his heart is racing, like racing.
Oh,
She
you know
said,
what? He gets off on that.
She said it seemed like, you know, he might have been on something. And that's what she's saying. She felt like, and if you think about it, I mean, the calling several times, and then like actually, I don't know, like she could never understand what he was saying.
It
like
could
talking.
be cocaine's a hell of a drug.
We're not here to say Russell Simmons, you know, used cocaine, but I'm just saying there's a pattern, like talking and talking and talking,
right.
where nobody can understand you. Your heart is racing.
Right.
Okay, so she said she was like, oh shoot, did I mess up? Like this dude might be on something. So anyway, and she's a sexual assault survivor. She was sexually assaulted when she was in her teens. So just want to throw that out there. But she said, and y'all gonna think this is funny, and I do too. This is petty. She said since he was overweight, she said he looked like a flappy walrus.
Wow.
She said, but she was okay
But
with
she
that
thought about,
even.
But this was before he assaulted her.
Yeah.
Like, she's not looking at him while he's
like-
assaulting her going, boy, he looks like a flappy walrus.
I
She's
think that's
thinking-
what she was thinking.
Get up
then.
off of me, pimp.
Right, a flappy walrus, like that's deep. That's deep. So anyway,
Russell, you can't come to the barbecue, Russell. Russell,
so check
don't
this
even
out.
try to. I don't care if you got the world's best potato salad. Me, you, and the
He don't
barbecue.
even look like he
ain't
can
gonna
make
go
that
down.
macaroni and cheese. So now I invited Monique, and she's like she can make some macaroni and cheese. Russell Simmons,
Monique can come with her macaroni and cheese, but Russell, you can't come with nothing. I don't care how much money you got.
Right. Okay, so basically she said, and this is what was so surprising to me. She said she willingly, you know, went to the apartment and was fine with being intimate with him. Like, she was cool with being intimate with him. She said, so why did you have to take what wasn't yours?
Wow.
Because she was okay with it. Like,
So he had a yes, but just took it anyway, like he thought it was a no.
right, like she was planning
Wow.
on being intimate with him. Like she said she liked him, but the fact that he raped her and it was allegedly raped, that, you know, she was like, why take something that's not yours?
Not saying it is. It does point to some sort of substance use because of the heart, the mind, not being able to slow down, and just the inability to control that. I mean, that's a lack of judgment. Just to grab somebody, and you know that shows that there is something that's altering your ability to make decisions. Because obviously he's been able to make good decisions because he got to be Russell Simmons by making good decisions.
He brought us
in
Fat
his business.
Farm, and his wife brought us, what was
that.
it, Baby Fat? Was the
Def Jam was one of the cornerstones of hip hop.
Because he was Fat
You know?
Farm, right? And then his wife
He was
brought
Fat Farm, and she was Lady Fat or Baby Fat, and then
Baby
they
Fat.
had Baby
Yeah.
Baby Fat, right?
You know, I've always been a huge Russell Simmons fan.
I was.
But like these
It's
women,
just too much.
I mean, okay, so she says that actually she was suffering from an undiagnosed and very rare muscle disease. So after this all happened, she like got suddenly weak. Right? I mean, Ellis looking like he want to throw some shade. Ellis is looking like he wants
Why
to
do people always have undiagnosed illnesses that pop up when something happens to them?
I mean, I
You know,
don't know, right?
Eric Benet was just Eric Benet. He cheated on Tyler Berry, now he got a sex addiction.
he got a sex
Like,
addiction.
why do people always have these unheard of, like,
Undiagnosed
y'all
and
discovering
rare.
new diseases when y'all get
Right.
caught doing some stupid
And we're not making light of it, but it's just that it's a pattern. What you say? I mean, that was real country. I mean,
I had to go full country on y'all. I'm making, come on now.
so after the
You
attack,
got sympathy. What you going with the extra for?
look, so after the attack, she said she pulled down her dress and went home. She said she couldn't tell anyone. She couldn't tell anyone because they had all this mutual friends, like, and she couldn't tell anyone. She said she was so freaked out because this was the thing. He didn't use a condom.
Right, that's what I was just about to ask. It wasn't no plan B back there.
Right.
Wasn't no plan B.
But STDs, forget pregnancy, even STDs, you know. So she kind of freaked out. Like, she completely freaked all the way out and went to therapy, you know, went to the hospital. Like, she would like to get tested for. She wanted to make sure she hadn't caught anything because in the 80s, AIDS was still, I mean, we didn't know what it was. I think, what do we know in the 80s or was it the 70s?
It was the late 80s when it first started popping up, but people had identified it. So it was about the late 80s. That's when they saw, but it was mainly at that time, it was contained, and I'm using air quotes on that, in the, it was predominantly showing up in the homosexual community.
And
that's when everybody thought it was a gay disease. I'm using air quotes again.
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was a primarily gay disease because that's who was popping up with it more often.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but as we all know, there's DL people, and then there's bisexual people, and then it started spreading, and then there's drug users, and so it started spreading to the heterosexual community. But in the 80s, it was still labeled as a gay disease.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why Magic, everybody was so surprised when Magic came out with it in the early 90s, because they were like, he's not gay, because it was still labeled as a gay disease.
Yeah, and I
Little
mean,
history lesson from the morning table.
Yeah, I took a class with it in college, so I know the history, and I know that there's more of a chance of getting it through. But that's for the after show.
Right.
We're just gonna let it go at that.
Right.
So she couldn't tell anyone. She was freaked out.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, like somebody just and no condom, like that's scary. But she said,
She
know
could have
what?
stopped him like, look, wait. I was gonna say yes, calm down.
Right, like she was down for it, you know.
Calm down. We're gonna talk about this more after the break. We're gonna take a quick break. And then we're gonna talk more about, I'm not even gonna call him Uncle Russ. Well, he could be that uncle. He could be that uncle that you'll never leave the kids with.
You'll never go. Yeah, right.
What the kids? What the kids? They want Uncle Russ. Go get the kids.
Right, guys. We're about to go to commercial. We'll see you in a minute. Hey, guys. I'm tripping because is there anything over there?
It's important to ensure your air conditioning system is ready to handle the demands of summer
Okay,
in
so-
Atlanta, like your vehicle HVAC systems.
Oh, it's on the floor. I was like,
If
what
not
in the
properly
world?
maintained, you risk dealing with the discomfort and hassle of a broken air
Hey guys, I almost started freaking out for a second. But I'm on my notes because some of them fell.
running effectively while saving money on your energy bills.
Step number 1, set your thermostat to leak. Step number 2, change filters regularly. Step number 3, ensure you have a professional.
While we're on commercial, Katina, I'm talking to you directly. There's a lot of stories about
Hey,
Russell
JB.
Simmons. There's a lot of stories about Russell Simmons coming out. So I'm starting to believe it. You know, it's almost like it's too many people.
It's been 16 women, and
It's too many
then the
stories.
amount of and then the women, they have the same story,
Yeah.
of
Like
violent
just
rape.
violent rape. Like this dude just be grabbing them and
I mean,
Brett
it's
Ratner,
been very
remember
consistent.
with the director, they had something with him.
Hey, we're back, and you're listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100 AM. I am your boy, Silly Thoughts, and I am sitting across from the lovely Shanisa W. And before the break, we were talking about Uncle Russ, who allegedly has another accuser of someone that he assaulted sexually. Now, mind you, these are old. This is from the 80s, like
This
so.
is from the 80s.
And the statute of limitations have run out. So when we're talking about criminal charges, but just the preponderance of stories—that's the big word of the day, preponderance. Just the preponderance of stories that are coming out about Uncle Russ, and the fact that he took that sabbatical. Remember, he went to. Bali or whatever, one of them two-word countries.
And
he went there for a sabbatical to get his mind right and his in right. So, and
that's
he released
why
a statement.
probably.
Yeah.
But you know, it's so funny that we do call him Uncle Russell because he's somebody that we grew up loving. Like, we loved Russell Simmons. Like, you couldn't wait to get your, what was it?
Everybody wanted to be Russell Simmons.
Baby Fat, and what was the other one?
Fat Farm.
Fat Farm.
Everybody wanted to be Russell Simmons because he made
always my
he made
uncle.
it in hip hop. Like, he was the hip hop mogul, and he was an African American hip hop mogul. So, and then he made it in like, other business ventures were doing well. And so you're like, wow, I want to be Russell Simmons. I want to be a billionaire with a clothing line and a hip hop label.
And
like,
what's so crazy is this last woman, she was gonna give it to him. She said she was like, she was down to be intimate with him that night.
I don't know if I could sleep with my friend's daughter ever in life.
Right. That was her father was
Ever in
friends
life.
with Russell Simmons.
Right.
Her
Like
father
I'm
was
cool
friends.
with your dad, but I'm still gonna go chop you down. Like, for
Yes,
real?
her grandfather was the late book publisher W.W. Norton. Russell was friends with her father. I mean, like, her grandfather had done a lot. Her father, and Russell, like, I couldn't. That's like my friend's son. Like, my best friend's son. Like, I would be, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Right.
That's just.
And chat room brought up a good point, is that why are they bringing up old stuff with Bill Cosby, and he got convicted on old stuff, and Russell can't get convicted on old stuff? That's a very good point.
Wanna know.
That's why we got smart people in the chat room.
Right. So anyway, moving along, she forgave him. She said, and the only reason why she's coming out now, and this was what all the women are saying.
Right.
The only reason she's coming out now is because he's
too.
denying it.
Oh, he's denying it.
Remember he first tried to call Terry Crews and be like, let everything go without him.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, that's when he publicly did that, that's when women started coming out against
Oh,
him.
no.
So if he wouldn't have ever said to Terry Crews nothing, we still might not know all this. But remember, that's why women, every time I read a new story, they're like, man, the only reason I'm coming out is because he's trying to deny that he does this.
Right. I get it. That would make me mad too. If somebody did some dirt to you and then denied it publicly, and people will believe him because of who he is,
Exactly.
I would be mad too.
So moving along, guys. Sorry. LeBron and Savannah, they double dated with Chloe and Tristan.
Why, Jesus?
You know
LeBron,
what? They still
I like you. You better leave them Kardashians alone, LBJ.
Right. You being seen with them, but I love the Kardashians.
Try to win another championship.
I'm surprised because LeBron allegedly was very upset and didn't want Tristan and Chloe together. Because it was gonna ruin some stuff with the Cavs. But now he ain't with the Cavs, so he like, cool, whatever. I'm gonna kick it with you, Chloe. I'm gonna kick it like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because now it's he's not feeling like he has to.
Chris
protect.
Kardashian got LA on lock.
Right. So
trying to make that paper over there.
Right. So the foursome, along with a ton of security, hit up Nubu. It's like one of the most expensive sushi joints in town.
Nobu. Yeah. They all go there.
So I'm just call them TT and KK, right? Tristan Thompson and KK. Okay. TT and KK.
Tristan Kardashian.
Look, they were all over each other in the car on the way there at the restaurant.
Why do we know that?
Because
you know how I feel about that. They
posted it on social media.
Why do we know that?
But it's not on Chloe's account. But yes, they posted it on social media. So we know they were all over each other. And,
I'm about to pull my cape out. I'm about to pull my super petty cape out.
Ladies, I want you to jump in the chat room and tell me one thing. Could you go back after cheating? I just want to know. That's all I want to know. That's it.
After you saw the video of him doing the motorboat,
right. I'm just like, so anyway, y'all, Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle because he be keeping it 100.
That's my dude.
I love Dave.
That's my dude.
Oh, and it's nothing bad.
Okay, all right.
But I'm gonna tell you what Dave Chappelle, he said. But I like the fact that he don't care about what people think.
He made his 50 million. He good.
Look, Dave Chappelle, he wants to let everybody know he doesn't care what you think about his Me Too jokes. And I mean, this is the thing, comedians
have to claim their space
joke about
back.
what they joke about what's hot.
Right.
And I mean, when do we say a comedian has gone too far? I don't know. When do we? Because Steve Harvey caught shade for saying something about the water in Flint, like he made a joke. And people just went all crazy. Like, when does it not become comedy and it becomes real? Because even Nene Leakes got in trouble,
Again, it is your style and your delivery is how this going to happen. Okay, so, Dave Chappelle's always been politically, on the edge. He's always had politically edgy comedy. Right. So for him to do something, make a joke about the Me Too movement, that fits his style and his delivery.
It does, and I'm going to tell you, Dave Chappelle looks at comedy as an art.
Right.
This is what he said. He thinks it's important that people engage with art that challenges them. I don't have to agree with all the art that I consume, but it helps me understand how I actually feel about some things. Right. So he's looking at it as an art, it's not like he's saying he likes with it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to agree with it, but he feels like, being a comedian, that's an art. For
example, there was a young lady, I read an article the other day.
Did that make sense what I said?
It did. It made perfect sense.
Okay. Just making sure.
There was a story the other day
explained it
about
right.
a beauty pageant winner in Massachusetts.
Uh-huh.
And she won for like her city, and she was going up for the Miss Massachusetts pageant. During the pageant, the host made a joke. They did a skit and made a joke about the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's in poor taste. That person was not a comedian. They were a
Right.
host.
And
They made a joke,
know-
and then so the pageant contestant withdrew. She was like, "That was in such poor taste,"
it's
and she withdrew.
insensitive.
So it's different.
So it's different.
It's who you are, what your style is.
I
and-
look at it with Dave Chappelle, like, I understand what he means as an art.
Right.
And I don't take it personally. I'm not nothing's happened to me, so maybe that's why I'm not. But I don't know. I think Dave Chappelle talks real talk, and I don't know the jokes he made, but I wouldn't be offended. I just wouldn't, and I'm not trying to. I hope I don't sound unsympathetic, but I wouldn't.
In the grand scheme of things, I think comedians have to claim some of their turf back,
They have
because
to talk about
if we're getting
current
so
issues.
politically correct that even comedians can't make jokes,
Right.
then we got a
They
problem.
always make jokes about.
Then we're hypersensitive.
They
at that
always
point in
make
time.
jokes about whatever the hot topic is
Right.
right now, and
Right.
that's what it is.
Right.
So anyway, guys, ex-NFL star Brandon Browner, he's charged with attempted murder and faces life in prison. He allegedly tried to kill his ex-girlfriend. This is my thing. Can't we just break up? Why you gotta try to kill me?
You ain't got to kill. Look,
You don't have to kill me. Let's just say we don't go together no
me and
more.
my wife have an
I'm
agreement.
gonna go this way. You gonna go that way. Why you gotta try to kill me?
We be watching them snap marathons sometimes on the weekend,
I
and
don't
we got an agreement. If this don't work, you ain't got to kill me.
Right.
Just tell me.
Just
okay?
be like, look.
I ain't got to die
And this
'cause
was
you
a
don't want to be with me.
girlfriend.
Why I got to die because you don't want to be with me no more?
I'm
Okay?
like, I'm totally fine with breaking up. Let's just break up. I mean, you feel
We
me?
might be hurt for a little bit, but
Let's
we'll
just
be
break
alive.
up. Let's break up. I don't want to die. Don't try to kill me. Just break up with me.
Yeah.
I can bounce back.
It ain't that serious.
So anyway, he used to play for the Seahawks, and he's been charged with trying to kill her. It's just, I don't understand. But
You know,
anyway,
in those circles, and this is what I've heard, in those entertainment circles, especially like, and I'm including sports in that, it's the same women that are going from guy to guy to guy, and these guys get embarrassed now because it's all on social media.
Well,
so
don't
you may
get
have been,
embarrassed. Y'all
you may have
making
been dating a
decisions.
girl, and then the next thing you know, like they talked about it the other day. There's a DJ here in Atlanta. He went on page 6 in the New York Post mad because he's telling a story about how Nas. His ex-girlfriend cheated with Nas and how bad it was and all this other stuff. I'm like, dude,
get over it.
you got, first of all, get your
Bye.
regular girl. And second
Right,
of all,
goodbye. All right, y'all. Let me tell you all the charges. One count of attempted murder, first-degree residential robbery,
golly.
first-degree burglary, and false imprisonment, and 2 misdemeanor accounts of cruelty to a child. Like,
He
cause
was going to the child too.
well, I mean, they saw everything he did to her.
Oh,
like,
wow.
so I mean, I think that's child cruelty. Don't
That
you?
is.
Yeah, so
That
it's 2 kids there. He's charged with 2
I just thought
counts.
he touched the child, but
So
he
he
just
broke
did it in
into
front of her.
her apartment, allegedly chased her, dragged her, and tried to smother her face into the carpet. This is alleged.
Wow.
So he was arrested, and his bail was set at $10 million. Did you know he actually helped win the Super Bowl with the Seahawks? And
Yeah, if you said he played with him for 4 years, he's probably during that time where they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they went back. They went back to back. So
my last thing is XXX Tentacion.
Tentacion.
You know, he reportedly signed a $10 million record deal before he died.
I was gonna say,
According
posthumously?
to New York Times, the slain rapper signed a $10 million contract with an independent music company called Empire. Empire founder says there's a significant amount of material for the album that's already been recorded.
Oh, so everybody
So
get
the
paid.
music, however, likely won't be heard until like October due to previous contracts, but it's coming out. Like he has music coming out. So the controversial
Because you own the rights to that music. That company owns the rights when you
check
sign
this
it.
out. He released 17, I guess that's the name of it. His album in August 2007 debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Top 200. He also debuted it at number 1 on Spotify. Remember when they announced they weren't going to play this music or whatever? But when Spotify reinstated his music, the day after his death, his music broke Taylor Swift's single streaming records that
sure.
day. So like after he was shot and killed, he broke Taylor Swift's record. We got music coming out from him. So I mean, it's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get dirty. Like,
wow.
It's gonna get dirty, but we got more music coming from him. I don't know one thing he sung, one thing he rapped.
I listened to something the other day. It was halfway decent, but I just can't get over the fact of his personal life, and so that's the hard thing.
So he has music coming out.
Right.
All right, guys, we have run out of time.
Yeah.
But I am Shanisa W. You can find me on Instagram, Shanisa Whitehead on Facebook. And that's it. Go ahead.
And I'm your boy Silly Thoughts. That's SILLE Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover Radio Show on Facebook. We're the Morning Takeover on Instagram, and we're the Morning
Follow
Takeover
us,
Radio
subscribe.
Show on YouTube. Follow us, subscribe to YouTube channel.
Follow us everywhere.
We're trying to
like
grow
us
this
everywhere.
thing. If y'all like the show, share it with your friend. Like the show. Tell your friend to like the show. It's very simple. I put it on my Facebook page today. Like
And
the show.
look, if you start out supporting us while we here, when we get here,
We bring you with us.
we bring you with us. But if you don't, when
JB,
we
you're
here,
going to be our first guest on
we're gonna
TV.
if you didn't support now, we're gonna get real brand new when we get back.
Oh, I get super petty. I got a cape getting made right now.
Lord have mercy. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Hey.
Woo. Okay, guys, when y'all saw me kind of freak out and start looking, like, part of my notes had fell on the ground. I couldn't find them, but I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I wasn't prepared to talk about just 3 subjects all the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So-
I was like, what? It's like the show started, you get up from the
Right.
I was like, what's going on?
Because I
Okay.
see, because I have 3 yellow papers and then I have 2 white ones. All of a sudden, all I saw was yellow. I was like, bring us in.
What
I
just
gotta-
happened? All right, what
you
just
was
happened?
looking like,
Okay.
no, the show, yeah, it was under my foot. But guys, yeah, so
Yeah, Russell can't come to the podcast.
Russell, I mean, I ain't mad at Dave Chappelle though. Why am I not mad? As a female, should I be mad that he's making fun of the Me Too movement?
I don't think he's
'Cause I'm
making
not.
fun of the Me Too movement. And that's
He's joking about.
there is a way to do it, and that's the thing. It's like, and that's why people,
It's
when he
Me
made
Too
a joke,
jokes.
and I'm like, well, here's the thing. There's a way to do the joke where it is, you're laughing, but he's not making fun of the movement. And then other people go another step, but they can't do it the same way. Dave Chappelle is a brilliant comedian. Like,
Oh my God!
he
When
is,
I say I love Dave Chappelle,
he is a
keeps
brilliant
it
comedian,
real all the
right?
time.
And so
Kevin
everybody
Hart might
came.
be the top, but like Dave Chappelle is just like I
When
just
Dave
love
Chappelle
it.
comes to town, I get tickets to that.
Dave
And, like,
Chappelle is,
yeah.
and he's known for keeping it real. Like he
Yeah.
don't give two
He's funny.
fucks. He don't
But the
care.
thing is, like for example, the last time I saw Kevin Hart, well, the last movie he did, the one I thought it was funny was Laugh at My Pain. The ones since then have just kind of been like money grabs to me, and they weren't as funny as Laugh at My Pain and the one right before that, I'm a Grown Little Man. I liked those two better. I think, and I'm not, and again, because I know he's got this beef with Mike Epps going on, and it's still going on, and
And
Nick
we
Cannon,
had the Mike Epps
Nick Cannon tried to get into it.
so.
Nick Cannon trying to get into it. No. He was trying to be a peacemaker. Mike Evans
Okay,
basically told him
I
shut the fuck
don't
up
know.
and sit
What?
your Mariah Carey ass down.
Oh, he did?
Oh,
Are you like?
no, I think it's corny.
I
But
do too. But Dave Chappelle is one of the realest
Dave Chappelle's
of the
real.
real.
I loved it. I bought both seasons of the.
15
Chappelle
years
show.
ago, me and my best friend, we flew out to New York, had to bring our sister's car back, whatever. We get to New York, 14 hours we drive back. And guess what I'm watching? Dave Chappelle stuff, like, cause
Yeah.
back then you had, what was we looking at? I don't know, it was something in the car. But like, I was listening, Dave Chappelle, and I was
Oh,
just
he
like,
can
this
get
is,
you all the way there.
I know, like, and it was like, I gained a newfound respect for him that day.
Yeah.
Because when you in a car for 14 hours, and is all you can do is look at Dave Chappelle. Remember the Kinko's commercial?
Oh,
the
man,
Kinko's
Pop Copy?
shows?
Pop Copy?
I
Whoop his ass!
love
Whoop his ass!
Right. And I was like, you know what? Only thing that can get me through a 14-hour trip is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I cried laughing. I wasn't just laughing. Like, I had tears. I was
It's still
laughing
funny.
so
Like
hard.
every once in a while, I still pull out a DVD and watch it.
Yeah, he is
And I'm just like,
hilarious.
it's
He's
still
hilarious,
funny.
but he wants to let y'all know he don't care what y'all think. That's what I love about him. He said he don't care about what y'all think with his Me Too
He didn't
jokes.
care what y'all think about his comedy when he just said, I'm out. And goes to Africa for a while and just stops working. And then he comes back. So he's the dude that you can get mad at. He's not going to care. So
Not gonna
you can be
care.
mad at Dave Chappelle all you want
He's
to. The
gonna
people
give
that
zero fucks.
he got zero fucks because he
Zero
got
fucks all the
plenty of
way.
money. He's
I
done
love
well with
people
his
like
money.
that to keep it 100
Man.
and zero.
That's
I
my
got
hero.
some friends like that. I got some friends that give zero and they keep it 100. I love them. I love all my friends, but the ones like that, because they always gonna tell you the real. They always gonna tell you the real, and they don't care.
Right.
What's the chat room talking about? What was they saying today?
Oh man, my girl Katina was in that strong. She was really. I mean,
Hey, Katina.
She was really talking about the Russell Simmons thing, where
I mean,
got really,
and you know, guys, and I'm gonna
and
tell
she talked about the Kardashians a little bit.
what's very okay. I'm gonna just say, out of all the entertainment reports, we do, like, this Russell Simmons freaks me out the most because, like, the women keep piling on. Like, I think we're at 16 or over, and and it all started because he tried to hush Terry Crews in an email. He tried to hush him against Adam Van Dyke. So what did Terry Crews do? He went to social media, screenshot, screenshot is a bitch. He screenshot the emails, the text,
that email
emails,
was for
whatever.
everybody.
And he put that out there and was like, Russell Simmons is trying to make me shut up, but I'm not. So that's when, within 24 hours, here's the woman, here's another woman, here's another woman.
Remember the first woman came out, and he put the letter out. And
that's
said,
when he removed himself from all his companies. I was
removed
like,
himself from all the
ooh,
companies,
you know what?
and then
That's
he
how
put
you
the
do
letter
it.
out, said, I don't remember it, but if something happened, I sincerely apologize. I'm going to take a sabbatical, and dipped. So he tried to kill the story. And then he probably called all his publishing friends and said, don't print any more stories. So it died for a little while. And now it's
They never died with me because these women kept coming.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not saying sexual assault is, less than like, I'm not trying to, but to me, it is a difference of somebody, slapping you on the butt, like, and it's being
that's different. That's different.
Compared to violent rape. Like, these women, I would love to
Not
say they're all rumors.
He penetrated her, but then he just finished in her, like,
right.
Didn't know if she was on birth control or anything.
You don't know
You just
nothing.
all in. So what if she got pregnant? Like, what you would pay for it? What
if she had a disease? What if she had the disease?
Like,
what if she
you
had
just
AIDS?
such risk. Not only the fact that you're committing a crime.
People don't raw dog it these days, but especially, but like Russell, what would you? That will kill you. That could kill you. Do y'all know that? Like, be careful.
Life or death sentence right there.
It is.
Seriously.
I mean, and I don't think they're gonna find a cure for AIDS anytime soon.
No, there's too much money in keeping people alive with it.
But
why would you want to cure something? That means you can't keep
cancer, AIDS. They're not trying to cure nothing.
The pharmaceutical companies making money off these new drugs that they're developing.
Do you know how
to keep
expensive
you alive?
chemo is? Do you know how expensive
Chemotherapy,
stem cell
they're making
transplants
money.
are?
Yeah.
All that. It's like it's a lot.
It's big
a lot.
business in keeping people alive. It's not about curing. It's about keeping you alive.
And I mean, when I looked up the cost for her treatments alone, stem cell, that could be $1 million almost. Like, that's
and they're
crazy.
all in cahoots. To me, I'm just not conspiracy
I
theories.
100% back
Insurance
you on
companies, medical hospitals, and pharmaceutical companies, all of them, they're all in cahoots.
They're all in cahoots.
And they're all making money off of you getting sick, but staying alive.
Right.
Not getting cured, getting sick, but then we're going to work together to keep you alive. Mm-hmm. And then we all going to make money off of you.
It's just so sad. It's sad.
It's sad.
But with Russell, I'm starting to wonder if
I ain't wondering.
he has a problem
with
women. Like,
it's
something. And you see his beautiful, y'all, his daughters, the oldest one, I follow her. She is so cute. She's gorgeous. And she has her sexy pictures and everything. Russell, what if somebody did that to your daughter?
Here's my question.
Probably why he had daughters, like you said.
Most of these stories,
karma.
Most of these stories that are popping up
Mm-hmm.
are from when he was in his 20s and early 30s. Mm-hmm. He's now in his.
I didn't never know he was fat. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that.
He's now in his 50s and 60s, and remember, he's made a lifestyle change. He went to vegetarian. He's a Buddhist now. He's doing all this meditation now. Mm-hmm. Could it be that we're holding him responsible for behaviors, reckless behaviors, and not trying to say that we're going to dismiss it, but this was behaviors that he did when he was in his 20s versus what he is today and now. And I think that's what he's asking. And I don't
explain to me why Bill Cosby got in trouble and Russell.
And it's the same situation, and that's why when it was brought up in the chat room,
it's
the same situation. We're holding Bill Cosby responsible now at 80.
So what's the difference? Why are we
I don't
not?
think that's anything. I'm just saying.
So why do you feel Russell isn't?
No. I don't think Bill Cosby should have been prosecuted.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so let me say that for the record.
Why do you think though that Russell seems to be getting away with things that Bill Cosby wasn't? Do you think it's because he was a threat and he was going to buy that station, or What's the difference? They both.
I don't know. I think the difference is much like with the Harvey Weinstein. You got to find a case that's more recent. Because the statute of limitations for rape, I think it's 5 to 10 years.
Because this case was from the 80s.
Yeah, so there's nothing. He's just being tried in the court of public opinion, and that's killing him. But he can't be tried in court. They found that one lady.
That one lady that
Andrea
was
Constant,
paid.
that was paid.
That was
but
paid.
her case was still in
Like
the statute of
$3 million.
limitations. They were able to bring that up, and then they brought in everybody else as character witnesses for a behavior to establish
That's
a pattern
crazy.
of behavior.
They should not have allowed all those women to testify when their experience was before the statute
In the
of limitations.
70s. And especially like Angie Dickinson, who was used so much drugs, she probably can't remember her middle name.
And that was wrong.
What is she
Like,
talking
I do
about?
not think they should have allowed, if we have a statute of limitations, I don't think that you should allow those women that have, it's been back a long time, to come and talk, because that's what changed it for, like,
It did.
that's what
It did.
changed it.
They hung the jury the
And
first time, and then said, "Oh, we're gonna let more women come in this time."
Now,
I'm
they
like,
were
dude,
looking to
They're
convict him.
piling on, yeah.
They
It
were
was.
looking to convict him, but I don't know what's going to happen with this Russell Simmons thing. His ex, Kimora, she did come out and say, she was like, as a character witness, well, not in court, but just as a,
Even
to
after this one
social
came
media.
out?
Well, this one was
She
just
still supported?
yesterday,
Okay.
but up until yesterday, she was saying that Russell never came at her with any of these ways. Like, Russell was always
Oh,
a
she's making
gentleman
it personal
always.
now.
Yeah,
He never did me like that.
Yeah, like she's saying, she can't believe it because he didn't treat her that way.
Yeah.
But didn't he meet her at 16 or 17? That's kind of
Yeah.
predatory.
He did kind of do you that
That's
way.
kind of predatory.
He preyed on you because he was a grown man when he met
But
you.
Russell,
He was in his 30s. and
if
he-
y'all haven't seen his daughters, oh my God.
Yeah.
The oldest one, she is a beauty. And she
Yeah.
be wearing little sexy stuff. And I just hope karma
sure.
never comes back. So we're going to go ahead and wrap
Yep.
up the show. And then we're going to do a 60-second recap. And then tomorrow we'll be with you guys for 2 shows.
Yep, we know how we do it. So we will see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks for the support.
Can you tell I got stuff on my teeth? No.
I can't even hear. I don't hear the difference.
Yeah.